Welcome to Still Here, Still Trying, with your host, Mike Baker. This is episode 12. Can you believe it? That's 12 times Mike has managed to hit record without spilling monster on the mic. He didn't plan to get this far. Honestly, half the time he doesn't even know what's coming out of his mouth until it's already out there. But that's what makes this show work. And last night, instead of sleeping like a normal human, he created a whole new piece of art. Because of course he did. And now tonight, he's turning that into an episode. That's Mike. So yeah, if you came here for a polished radio host, you're in the wrong place. If you came for honesty, a few laughs, and maybe even a reminder that even heroes feel anxiety, then you're in exactly the right spot. Oh, and also happy birthday, Samantha! You are pretty amazing! Here he is, your goalie, your optimist, your artist, your storyteller, Mike Baker, with Still Here, Still Trying.
Hello, friends. Welcome back. This is episode 12. And wow, what a cool milestone. When you start podcasting, people talk about how most podcasts don't make it past 12 episodes. So we're doing pretty good. We got episode 12, and I know we're going to do number 13. So just thank you for being here with me on this journey. It's been a lot of fun. Those intros are goofy. It's just a fun thing to do. Anyway, thank you for being here with me today. I honestly didn't plan for this podcast to make it necessarily this far. It's one of those crazy ideas I had. And like I said, most podcasts don't. A lot fizzle out after a few episodes, but we're still here and we're still trying. And before we jump into the episode, it's Samantha's birthday on Saturday. She's turning 18. What a cool kid. So happy birthday, Samantha. I love you so much. You are incredible. You've inspired me in so many different ways. You didn't even know. I'm so proud of you. So excited for the senior year of high school. You're going to crush it. You're going to do amazing things. So happy birthday, Sam. I love you very much. We celebrated Kelly's birthday last weekend. It was so great just to kind of relax. And relaxing for Kelly is also when we're home doing projects. So we finished up the rest of the basement. We got the studio kind of set up before, and then we had to finish up the basement. So checking off projects is a really cool thing in Kelly Baker's world. So we checked off projects, and we spent a bunch of time on the boat just relaxing. Wonderful birthday weekend with Kelly last weekend. Great birthday weekend coming up with Samantha. Super blessed and so lucky. So now, let's get into it tonight. Tonight, I want to talk about a piece of art that I created just last night. It's called Even Heroes Feel It. And I want to be clear, I wasn't having an anxiety attack when I made it, but I was thinking about the people I love who live with anxiety every single day. And I was thinking about the timing. School's is starting back up, kids lying awake the night before. Man, don't you remember? Your stomachs were churning, your hearts were racing. Then you've got parents carrying their own worry, wondering if their kid's going to be okay. And honestly, those feelings don't just disappear as we get older. We carry them into work, into leadership, and into daily life. And that's where this piece came from. And it's also part of a bigger series that I'm working on, which is I am so excited for. I'm working on something that I'll be sharing this fall. It's related to women's health, and these pieces that I'm creating are telling powerful stories. I posted one image last night on it because I was just so excited to get it out into the world. But this is one image from that series that is on my social media page. And so if you haven't seen it, go check it out and follow along, because this project is going to be amazing and I'm really, really proud of it. But tonight I want to sit with Even Heroes Feel It and have a conversation about anxiety and how how I process stuff and what I hope to accomplish with the art and the music that I'm creating. So, everybody, if you've been watching Ted Lasso, I love Ted Lasso. I mean, go figure. The Optimist, leadership, Ted Lasso, great tie-in, right? So anyway, Ted Lasso is an incredible show, but there's a scene in Ted Lasso that hits me every single time I think about anxiety. And I want to commend everybody on the show for creating safe space and painting such a vivid picture of what anxiety feels like. Now, I have been blessed in my life to not necessarily have anxiety attacks, right? I felt anxious, I felt worried, I have gotten to the edge of what some people experience when they're having an anxiety attack. I don't think I've ever crossed that threshold. And so sometimes when you haven't experienced it, it's hard to really understand what's happening. So there's this scene in the middle. So Ted's out there coaching soccer, and out of nowhere, he has a panic attack. And the sound cuts out, the crowd noise drops, the camera closes in on his face, and you can feel his whole body shutting down. He stumbles, he gasps for air, and he bolts. Another scene where they had a huge win and they're at the karaoke bar, right? They're out there having fun, and just out of nowhere, he gets that anxiety attack. And the way that the producers put that show together, I mean, you could feel the world closing in on you. And I mean, it was just incredible how they portrayed that. It felt so real. And for somebody that hasn't necessarily experienced that, you can live it. You can feel it with Ted Lasso. And we're rooting for Ted Lasso, and you see how he handles it. And I love it at the end, the scene she comes out from singing her song, and she just sits with Ted. She sits with him, she gives him a big hug. She says, "You are not crazy. Your body's going through something. And I'm going to sit here with you until you're ready." Right? What a cool way to do it. So anyway, if you haven't watched Ted Lasso, because I'm sure I'm going to get sponsored by Ted Lasso, but go watch it. The next season's coming out. Incredible show. I love it. But anyway, those scenes were so powerful because it didn't just dress it up. It made it dramatic, and it made it feel real. And in that moment, people watching all over the world thought, that's me. That's what it feels like. And, here's this man, this coach, this leader, this eternal optimist, and he is crumbling. And it doesn't make him less of a hero, it makes him human. And that's why I titled my piece, Even Heroes Feel It. Because no one is immune, not leaders, not parents, not the people who look like they've got it all figured out. We all feel it. Now, let's talk about the art itself. So, you all know I don't paint, I don't sculpt. My canvas is AI. So, I have these ideas, these concepts in my head, and I use the AI tools to help shape that, to help bring it into the world. And I love that because it lets me take fragments of thoughts, little shards of feeling, and build them into something visual, or build them into a song, or build them into something that I write. It's something that feels alive. And sometimes I can't get that feeling with words, even with music. Sometimes it slips through and it's just like, no, that's not resonating. But AI gives me another language. It's like dreaming out loud, letting the subconscious create something that you can finally look at and say, yes, that's what I meant. That is what I feel. And last night, that was anxiety. Not my own, but the weight I see in people around me, friends, family, patients, coworkers, carrying it every single day. There's this hum underneath everything. And I wanted to create an image that could meet them where they are. Not a cure, not a fix, just a reminder you're not broken, you're human. And even heroes feel this way too. And that's the power of art for me. It's not about perfection, it's about telling the truth in a different language. Now, let me take you back for a minute. Think about the night before the first day of school. We're all here, we've all experienced that. Did you ever actually sleep? I didn't. I'd lie there staring at the ceiling, my brain racing. What if I get lost? And in junior high at Clayton Elementary School, there was this fear that we all had, especially me being a short kid, that I was going to get stuffed in a locker. I don't know where that rumor came from, but it was like this hazing ritual that we all thought would happen at Clayton Junior High in Salt Lake City, Utah. But I didn't get stuffed in a locker, right? But I was so worried about it. I was like trying to make my plan. Like, what happens if I get put in the locker? Should I play it cool? Should I bang the locker? Should I try to get out? Right. But our brain takes us to this crazy space when there's something ahead of us that we don't know. You think about like, what if I don't know anyone in class? What if I get called on and I don't know the answer? And you feel that pressure in your chest, that nervous energy in your stomach. And at the time, I didn't have the word anxiety. I just thought something's wrong with me. I'm not built for this. We'd shy away from things that felt scared, right? Our bodies are designed to stay away from things that create that pain, that fear. There's a reason that shows up. It's your body saying, whoa, 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 I don't know what to do. Let's go back to the safe space. But looking back, honestly, that was anxiety. That was my body preparing for the unknown. And that feeling, it doesn't just go away. We carry it into different rooms. And for me, now it's the boardroom. It's the hockey rink or standing backstage before speaking to a crowd. Same nerves and same weight in the chest. We just get better at hiding it behind a straight face. That's why I love that Ted Lasso scene because it shows us what we hide. It says, you are not the only one. And that's what I'm chasing with everything that I create. And that's why I'm so happy that you're here with me, right? Everything I create, music, art, my book, this podcast, these are not separate projects. Even my work at Heritage Health, they are all ways of doing the same thing, connecting. A song can cross oceans and land in somebody's earbuds at exactly the right moment. And I have had people write to me and share that with me, right? Like this goofy guy in Idaho messing around with AI, connecting with someone across the world uh, through a lyric, through a song, through a piece of art. But it hits the person at the right moment. And it's so powerful. It makes me so happy. It fills my bucket so full when I know that the work that I'm doing means something. Now, an image can scroll across someone's feed and stop them in their tracks because it looks like what they've been feeling. A podcast can be the voice they needed to hear late at night. That's what art does. It bridges the gap between me and you. It takes the things that we're afraid to say out loud and puts them into the world in a way that someone else can recognize. And that's why I'll keep doing this. Because if even one person looks at Even Heroes Feel It and feels a little less alone, then that is enough. So as school kicks back in, if you're a kid walking into that classroom, palms sweaty, heart racing, you are not alone. Even heroes feel it. I feel it. Your parents feel it. Your friends feel it. Your teachers feel it. Everyone around you feels this same way. And it's okay. So if you're a parent waiting in the car line, watching your kid disappear into the unknown, just remember that nervous, that anxiety, that feeling, even heroes feel it. If you're an adult balancing bills, jobs, relationships, and you feel that hum of anxiety underneath everything, just remember, even heroes feel it. You don't need to be fearless to be strong. Strength is carrying on anyway. Let me leave you with the little locker note mantra that I wrote with this piece of art. Before I jump into it, one of the things that I love to do when I create a piece of art is to give it a powerful title. I want you to look at the title and know that, hey, there's something here. The title itself can be part of the story. But I add a description. I tell a story behind the art piece. And for this particular one, I wanted to design it in a way that a young kid could look at it and they could read it and feel like this is something that really helped them connect with the feelings that they were having. So my goal is that somebody sees this piece of art and they then see themselves in it, but the story that they're reading in the description really helps paint a picture for them that this is real, that even heroes feel this. I mean, if you think about this superhero, you can tell in her face, in her eyes. I love it. It's so powerful. You can see that she has this worry. You can tell. I think she is having an anxiety attack about whatever battle she's about to go face. And her brain is telling her, stop, don't do this. You're not worth it. Da, 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 right? All of those things are coming in. But we all know, like as a superhero, they're going to step up and they're going to enter the battle. They're going to do that thing. And so when somebody views this piece of art, when they read the title, when they read the description, I want them to just have something that they can really connect with. And so what I want people to know is that anxiety is real. It doesn't mean that you're weak. And even superheroes feel it. And when you feel it, breathe. Keep going. You are stronger than you think. You are not alone. And you are so much stronger than you know. And if you take just those few seconds, if you take those few seconds and you allow yourself to tell yourself those things, not that that cures anything, right? It doesn't take it all away, but it allows your brain to just stop and reset. And calling it out and, putting a name, I think I said before, putting a name to the monster that you're fighting, right? Okay, I'm not crazy. This is anxiety. And I have some tools in my tool belt that are going to help me deal with it. I know that if I can just find a quiet corner, if I can breathe for 10 seconds, if I can slow the world down just a little bit, I can let those feelings come in, I can let them pass. They're going to come in, we're going to feel them. We can't push them away. We're just going to let them come in, we're going to let them pass. We're going to breathe through them, and we're going to just follow the plan. We're going to follow the plan to work through it. Find a friend, find somebody that you love, find a teacher, put on some music, look at something, ground yourself, and then breathe and just let it work through. And then you're going to come back. You're going to have a smile on your face, and you're going to be so much stronger because you learned how to fight that demon. You knocked it out. It's probably will come back again, but the next time that it shows up, you're going to be that much stronger. I'm so proud of you for finding that space, for being brave enough to fight it. And I know that you can do this. So what I hope is that you can take this image, just print it out. I mean, it's for sale on my website. If you can't afford it, just send me a message. I'm going to send you a copy. We'll print it out. You take the digital copy, you can store it on your phone. Like you can make it your screensaver. You can do whatever you want. Just take that image and then take the words that we've talked about. I have a printout that goes with it and it'll be in the show notes. But take that and just keep it with you. And just remember that the next time that those feelings start to well up, here's some tools. Here's some tools. Here's some things that you can do. Now, I want to frame all of this. I'm not a therapist. Therapy is an incredible thing, right? So find your space, find somebody to talk to, build those tools in your tool belt, learn how to use them, work with a professional therapist, do those things that give you the strength so that you can go down the road and you can just have that power over these challenges. But I promise you that these things help and you are not alone. And guess what? You're still here and you're still trying. And I'm still here and I'm still trying. And we made it to episode 12. And thank you so much for being here. Now, please just take just a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Think of a friend who needs this message in particular and just share it with them. Just send it out. Send the image, send the podcast. Tell them, hey, I love you and I was thinking about you. And this just might be something that you could benefit from. And that is how we spread this message. That's how we build a community around this. If you want more people around you that have the tools in their tool belt to live an optimistic life, right? A realistic, optimistic life where we look at problems and we find ways to solve them and we work together. We love each other. We care for our community. We build things. We care for things. That's the kind of world that we are all trying to build. And there are so many voices out there right now that are absolutely opposite that. And they're going to tear you down and they're going to give you anxiety. I get anxiety every time I listen to the news. Every time I hear these stories of what's happening, man, you want to see what gets me anxious? It's that. But I know that there are people all around me that want something different. And this is the community that we're trying to build. Please take just a second, share this with somebody, hit those buttons on your streaming service. It really does make a difference. The algorithms just love it when people interact. So please do that. Help me out here. I'm trying my best to get this message out, to be a positive voice for the world, but I need help. And if you think this is just goofy, go ahead and laugh. That's totally cool. But I'm here. I'm trying my best. And I challenge you to do something different. Find a space, do something to make the world just a little bit better. And if you do that, imagine what a kind of world that we're going to live in. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Have a beautiful week. Take some deep breaths and find that space to just connect with your soul and make the world a better place. Thank you. Hey, I hope you enjoyed episode 12. That was a really great conversation, and I hope you took something out of it. I am so excited to announce that we have our first international sponsor for Still Here, Still Trying. Now, it's going to happen over the next couple weeks, but we are going to have a short segment during the podcast where the one, the only Cameron Baker from New Zealand, who we have created this incredible company. It's not really a company, but it's a lot of fun. It's called Barely Legal Wine because Cameron's 19 and you can drink in New Zealand, but you can't drink in the States. So Barely Legal Wine will be providing a brief segment talking about wine, recommending a wine. It'll be a story about wine, something that Cameron creates all the way from New Zealand, and we'll add it to the podcast. So thank you to our sponsor, Barely Legal Wine, and Cameron Baker for your infinite wisdom on wine and the world of wine drinking in New Zealand. All right, I'm going to send you out this week with just one of my favorite cute songs. We talked about the importance of meeting with a therapist and finding people that you can talk to. I built a song a little while ago, and it's just such a cute, fun song. It's called My Therapist Has a Plant Named Kevin, and it tells the story of the plant being part of a therapy session, and it's a cute, fun song. So we talked about some really great stuff today. Check out this song, enjoy it, share it with your friends. Here's My Therapist Has a Plant Named Kevin. Enjoy.
There's a ficus in the corner with a crooked little lean. She said his name is Kevin and he's seen some heavy scenes. She pours the tea while I unravel like I'm part of her routine. Kevin nods in leafy silence like he knows what I mean. I've cried in front of him 6 times. He never once looked bored. And somehow in that stillness I start to feel restored. My therapist has a plant named Kevin. only things that still need air. I think of all my silence that I've been too scared to share. He's been wilted over water, probably thought he'd die, but here he is still breathing, and so I guess am I. My therapist has a plant named Kevin. He sits there in the light, and somehow in his presence the broken feels alright. He's not there to fix me, he just listens with his leaves. And I think I'm starting to believe in slow and steady green. So thanks, Kev, for bearing witness to the growing parts of me. So thanks, Kev, for bearing witness to the growing parts of me.